right? So I like to introduce you to my chief pastry, Mr. Kevin.
Hello, Kevin. Where you come from, Kevin?
I'm from Mauritius.
From
Mauritius.
Mauritius Island. Well,
yeah,
in the
lovely,
ocean.
very beautiful place. Lots of Italians on vacation to Mauritius. Yeah. What is the most popular dish in Mauritius? Just by
The
curiosity.
popular dish in Mauritius, we have all kind of French dishes mixed with Indian, mixed with everything. So we don't have any specific dishes, but everything is just mixed up.
Must be very exotic.
Very tasty.
I wonder when you're going to cook one of these dishes for me.
Yes.
Sometime, with the chef permission.
Of course.
Anyhow, you said that we are preparing an Italian dessert.
Close by, actually. Yes, you're right. I will give you a little bit story about the Black Forest cake. Why they call it Black Forest, the Black Forest? The name was given by the Romans, of course, because the Romans came over the Alps and came to the area and saw the sunset of the area, what turns the forest in a black color. So that's why they call this area Black Forest. It has nothing to do with Schwarzwald in German. They're not because the leaves are black or the skin of the trees are black. It is all not true. It's all green, right? So in this way, rely on this cake, or rely on this area, of course, the Black Forest cake. Black Forest needs a dark chocolate sponge. Now, chocolate sponge we're doing here on board, and how many eggs we need per day? What do you guess? Wow, you're very quiet. How many eggs you need per day? What do you guess?
Guess how many?
No, in total, daily consumption, fresh eggs. 3,500 eggs in a daily basis, fresh eggs. So plus all the pasteurized eggs and separating eggs, because the cheap pastry don't need egg yolks or egg whites sometimes, so we have separated eggs. So in total 126,000 eggs. And guess what? We have only one chicken.
Feel sorry for that chicken.
We're just joking around. Okay, but it is true, 3,500 eggs. All right, now sponge cake. So we're moving that. First, we need also to marinate the cherries, dark cherries. Now, marination, Kirschwasser, cherry liqueur, cherry brandy, everything.
Maraschino as well.
What we call it boost. No? We call it boost, right? So we need a nice boost. So also here, you got it. Okay. So also here, I like to tell you a little bit story about myself. So I was a child, and my parents prepare a party, and they're making a bowl with fruits, champagne, wine, and all this inside. And of course, they enjoy over the night. And this one, and of course, everybody went to bed. With all remaining on the living room, only the fruits remaining. Of course, the alcohol was all gone, but I was an early wake-up child, right? So I wake up and I like fruits. So I started to eat the fruits. My parents had a very quiet afternoon after that, so very nice. So, but if you can, when you do it for children parties, please don't use alcohol, use cherry juice and so on, right? Decide if you want to have a quiet afternoon, right? So in this way, cherries, of course, first sponge cake. Also here, a little bit more. Here. Oh, see? Half bottle empty, very good. Cream. Next, cream. Also here, a little bit to the cream. In America, we use a cream, it's heavy cream, right? It's 62% of fat inside. In Europe, they're using a 42% cream. So in Europe, the cook need more longer time to whip it. In America, very fast, right?
So when we prepare the Black Forest on board, how many we prepare generally?
In generally, we're preparing around about 100 cakes times 12 pieces, right? So this is the round. You see this sometimes that all tables are full of cakes, sponge cakes, no? And then cream. So 500 liter of whipping cream needs to be whipped and on the cake, and we don't calculating the calories by telling you.
And how many bottle of cherry brandy are you using? If you're using half a bottle for one cake?
Yeah, this is special because it's chef made, right?
Ah, okay.
But so 15 bottles we need that. 15 bottles, nice. So they told me on the second layer we can put a little bit more. Right? So, right? So,
It's not water, ladies and gentlemen. It's a
No,
real
it's-
liquid. That's the point.
it's good stuff, right? So, whipped cream, of course.
There you go.
Yes, and more cherries.
Cherry.
Yes. Now we're using dark cherries. You can use also
Bean
green
cherries.
cherries. Yes. Sour cherries, I will be not using it because make the whole cake not so sweet, so it's not good. Okay. If you marinate it, do it a week before. No? Much longer,
More
much
cream,
better.
more
All right.
cream.
More cream.
So quite a few calories on this cake.
You do
This
it
is the
quite
reason.
well, huh?
Yeah, this is the reason why. When you come on board as a guest, and after all this cream, all this calorie, when you leave like a cargo. Yeah.
All right. Now,
So,
I mentioned that you do it quite well. You was in a construction company before.
yeah, before yes.
Ah,
We
yeah.
started with
Okay,
this.
very good. Next layer on more boost. Yeah.
Maybe some of
best.
you will be lucky enough to taste the cake later on at the
I
buffet
will, I
at
will,
the
I
World
will.
Fresh Market.
Okay.
And the last layer.
Another cream. So. Yes. Great. Okay. Nice. Now we make the black forest cake, right? No? So we need to do it black again. And we do this with our chocolate shavings. Now chocolate shavings, I like to mention, we do our chocolate here on board. Our shavings, decorations, whatever you see made as a decoration on the cake, all over is handmade. There's nothing that we open a package and we put it out and put it on the cake, right? There's nothing like that. So we're having a big marble table in the pastry where we're sharpening all the chocolate, and we need around 400 kilo of chocolate to making this. What is to know? Chocolate, first of all, make happy. That's number one, right? So happy people, happy chocolate, happy people. So and the important thing is to temper the chocolate. If you're tempering the chocolate by a temperature to 42 degrees and you cool it down to 22 degrees Celsius, then you have the nice crisp, the nice shine. No? When you see sometimes cake nice shiny and mirroring the chocolate, then you temper the chocolate properly. All right? Now chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be so generous with your chocolate. Put a little bit more. Yeah. Nice. Chocolate is very good. So we might dark the cake again.
Chocolate
Right.
flakes.
And
Yeah.
very good.
On top. I want more chocolate. More. Right.
Now it's
So now.
Really black forest.
Now we do that. Okay. Then we need a piping bag. Now a piping bag, a pastry bag,
Sac à poche.
saccatoche you can use to make the rosette. Now, if you don't have, you can use a tennis sock.
There's an alternative.
Alternative, but please a fresh one, okay? Right? To make sure, otherwise we're creating cheesecake or something. No, I'm joking. A little bit joke must be. Okay, then cherries. Now, here, we marinate them a little bit. They look very dry. Right? So, cherries, also here red cherries because of the sunset. No? The circle of the sun go down and turns red, so we use red cherries. We have one day in the year that we're using green ones. This is the
St.
St.
Patrick.
Patrick's Day, right? So now I need to taste. No? Good.
Marinated,
Good, good.
yes.
Now,
and the cherry on the cake.
cherries on top of the cake. So if you have 13 or 14 guests, but your cake is only 12, cut smaller pieces, no? And everybody get. All right. So cherries and the last one on top. And ladies and gentlemen, our Black Forest cake.
Thank you, Guido, thank you, Chef. How many people, by the way, are working on the pastry shop?
We are around 16 people working, including
Six.
the night shift and the morning shift,
Wow.
which is a 24 daily operation.
And during the night, for example, what are you preparing?
So in the night we do all the production about the sponge and everything. And the morning shift we do the montage, the decoration,
Say again,
and the
montage?
the montage.
Alright.
How many people total
what?
in the galley?
In the galley we have 257 people working in a 24/7 operation. So it's a huge staff, and including also my stewarding department, because it needs to be cleaned also after, right?
Yeah,
so of course also this team needs to
In
be
the
met.
dining room we are a total of 279. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we are 200, 400, basically almost 550 people only for the food and beverage service on board. Wow, what you doing, chef?
I need to taste the
I need
candy.
to thank you. I know that you like seafood. So ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this culinary demonstration as much you enjoy the food that we've been serving to you through the voyage. How did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah? Was exciting, some exciting dishes.